start a timer for 30 minutes. I have 30 minutes until she's here, so I'm going to quickly do some skincare. I don't really care about makeup. I care about how, like, my outfit looks. Because I can always just throw on some mascara, and it's really what I do on the daily anyways, but I don't want to look tired. Sunscreen. What I'm gonna do is put some curlers in the front end of it so that it looks good. Like volume. I'm gonna put these eye patches on. These are like super cute. They got collagen and lavender. And I like how they fit my eye really nicely. They're also purple and sparkly, which I love. I'm gonna use these. So I just slightly wet my hair. These do stay up on their own, but I don't feel like risking it right now. Put my hair down before we go, but I'm just gonna keep it up like this for now.
Alright, so starting with the first one, the construction workers had the entire street blocked off and it was really hard to get there, so we ended up walking through a very beautiful path, but it made me nervous that if I chose this place, how are we going to get the movers to the apartment? Now, the overall was really pretty. They had e-bikes, which is convenient, and I mean, it did give me a little bit of hospital vibes, but not too bad. The apartment itself was really cute and spacious and nice and bright. The central heating was just honestly the outside air. There wasn't like baseboards or anything, which is fine because I don't like baseboards with the cats. And it was overall a pretty good experience. The building manager was really good. On to the second place. Now, this one I explain more at the end of the video, so if you want to hear kind of the tea on this place, definitely stay tuned till the end. But the apartments we're currently looking at are not ones that I was going to be going for at all. They were way too expensive for what I'm looking for and honestly too small for the price. These apartments were going for $3,000 a month. And they're considered 2 bedrooms, which for 2 bedroom is pretty alright, but just the way that I was treated there and the vibe of the place, it was just overall a wacky experience and not the vibe that I was going for a place that I want to call my home for the next couple of years. Now, after that, we decided let's go shopping because when I move, I want to kind of revamp my decor a little bit. And I wanted to go look at some things that I might be adding to my home to see if it will match the color schemes. I just thought the Monopoly board was so cute. It was so funny. Or like the horse lamp or the soap. Like, absolutely need that in my home. Anyways, I just wanted to see some decor to add into my home. And then we went to dinner to talk about some options. Day 2. So now it's day 2. We went for breakfast right before we had to go to the second, or I guess this would be the third apartment, second day. Now, the apartment that's coming up, the building manager was the sweetest person I've ever met. And again, I'll tell you some tea at the end, but it was a funny story on how to get here. Now, my mom is the one that's taking these pictures, so some of them are a little blurry. I'm sorry for that. But look how cute. So this is the 1 bedroom, and we saw 1 bedroom and a studio. The 1 bedroom I fell in love with. It is gorgeous. But with the price, it was $2,000, and that would just bring me right back up to what I'm spending now with all of the prices like Pilates and everything. And then we went and saw the studio, which is basically the same thing, and that the studio is happening right now. You can see the pictures. This is the studio. And the only difference is that it doesn't have a door leading into the bedroom. That's the only difference. And the kitchen is kind of different, but that's okay. But it is $1,800. So that is a huge difference for all these expenses. Now, this is the same company but different building. And it was really cute, but just not the vibe I was going for. It didn't feel homey. It felt very like retirement home kind of vibe. Like it made me reminded me of my grandma. And if I'm putting it in the best way possible. It's super cute and I love it for you. I don't love it for me. But I'm grateful that she took the time to show us these places.
Hello. Okay, so let's talk about the apartments while I get ready for the day. So the first one that we went and saw, I really liked it. It was actually like super cute. I'm just gonna grab some products over here. So the first one that we went and saw, it was really cute. It was like, I think 2,100 and then 1,900 for slightly smaller, lower level. The 21 was like the top level for like still smaller than this place, but bigger than 1,900. They were really cute. They had kitchen islands, which I really wanted. That was like something that was really on my I want list, was a kitchen island, because I never really sat at my kitchen table and I feel like it takes so much space. And with a kitchen island, you can have like storage in there, and that's what I really wanted. So that was a nice check. The other thing was, will it allow more than 2 animals? Because obviously I have 3, and then sometimes my friends bring over their animals, and sometimes my parents bring their animals, so occasionally there are 6 animals in my place. So I wanted to make sure that the rule wasn't just 2 animals, so that, you know, I don't have to worry about that. And then also, I never know like what life's gonna take me. Like, I didn't know I was gonna have 3 cats. I thought I was gonna cap off at 2 cats, and I have 3. So yeah. It had an alright view. The view was like over a lot of construction, which is fine. That's not like the end of the world, but from going from like a beautiful mountain view to dirt, a little bit of a turn off, to be honest. But that wasn't like the end all be all. The building manager was really, really nice. So that was really good. This is the Jane Iredale Smooth Fair Brightening. And I'm also going to use this. The Wet n Wild Shake It Like a Snow Globe Illuminating Mist. I love like the glow that it gives me. But I don't have my hairpin back. There we go. This way smells so good. They had e-bikes, which is actually really cool. Part of your lease was that you get to use e-bikes, and that would have been really handy to take to work and such. So it was like a 10-minute drive away from where I currently live, so long walk. I think it was like 2-hour walk or something. Uphill from where, if I wanted to bike to Bosleys. And even further if I was gonna go downtown. So it's like, would I really be using those e-bikes? They also have like a year free bus pass. So that was something that was really getting like me wanting to go there, was that year bus pass, because I use the bus and a bus pass is expensive, especially buying it 12 times. Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. Also, I'm sorry if I'm out of breath. With the weather changing, I always get out of breath at this time of the year. Anywho, so yeah, the bus pass was definitely making me want to do this. And it had like a cute little playground. They had a community garden, which was really cute. But my biggest thing was that it didn't have a gym, and there was no gym close by, so I'd have to bus down to like the mall or somewhere where I can find a gym for an alright price. So like, yes, the price is cheaper than what I'm paying now, but I'd have to add on a gym membership. And working out is very important to me and my mental health. It's my kind of like me time, since I don't really film it ever. It's really just my time to have to myself, to wake up, to feel good, and listen to music and start my day. So it's really important to me to have that gym, and not having that and having to add it to my monthly bills was just bringing me right back up to how much I'm spending now. So it wasn't really worth it going there just to add inconvenience, really. It was it was taking away convenience for almost the same price. So then we went to the next one. Right. So the other one was an immediate no. So we were early and I messaged him saying, hey, I'm early. If you're able to take us, that'd be great. If not, we'll just wait out here. We were like 10 minutes early. And nothing. It's fine. Busy person, could have been on lunch, anything. But then I got a phone call and I answer it and it was like a pocket dial and it was just like a bunch of mumbling. And then I can hear him say, guess we'll go down now. And it was exactly like that. It was like we were inconveniencing him by booking an appointment. And then so he comes down and he gets us, and he really doesn't give us the time of day. Because like I was like, oh yeah, this is just for me. Or no, he goes, are you Caitlin? I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, wondering how we were gonna do this. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? And I told him like, yeah, my mom's here with me, but it's just gonna be me moving in. And he's like, okay. And then I go and he's like, are you wanting to see like the 1 bedrooms? And I was like, yeah, it's just me, so I don't really need that much space. And he's like, okay. So he's reluctantly showing us around. Does not really want us there. And I'm like asking about the prices and such, and he's just like kind of ignoring that question. Still don't really know what the price was. And then we go and I was like asking about the pet policy and all that stuff. Kind of ignores that question too. It's like he does not want me to move into that building. I'm like, okay. It's almost like wondering if maybe he like makes commission off of who moves in, which is weird because you'd think that you'd want as much commission as possible, or like as much like move-in success as possible, or maybe he was just having a bad day. I don't know, but it was weird. And then he's like, is this too much for you? And he said something about like $2,000, and he goes, is that too much for you? Are we in your budget? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And he goes, okay. Do you want to see some bigger suites? They're $3,000 though. And I didn't want to be like, no, I can't afford that. I wanted to see how he would switch up if I was like, budget's not an issue. So I looked at him like, money's not an issue. I just want an apartment that I like. Then he switched up. And he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to show you a bunch then. And he brings us to these $3,000 suites that have like a whole loft and everything. And they're really neat looking. So yeah, he's showing us around. He's telling us everything. He's asking me questions about my pets. He's telling me about his son, like a real change up once he finds out that money is not an issue. And then he shows us like, so like with the one that I originally wanted to see, like the 1 bedrooms, he only shows us 1. With these ones, he shows us 5. So as soon as like we got out of there, I was like, immediately no, because I don't want to live in a place where they are so like money hungry and treat people differently based on their tax brackets. Because I'm like, no, that's just, I know that if I go there, I'd be treated pretty poorly. So I'm like, no thank you. No thank you. So, and again, maybe he was just having a bad day, but it was just an overall not good experience for the first experience. So, and then we spent the rest of the day shopping on that day. So I just powdered with the MAC Studio Fix NW13. I'm gonna contour using the KVD palette. I'm gonna mix these 2 shades. I'm gonna brighten my under eyes with these 2. So the next one that we went and saw is actually not too far from where I am right now, which is nice. It's about a 4-minute drive from where I am, and that means that I can, if I chose that one, then I can still grocery shop here, and I can still do my Pilates and stay at Bosleys. So that was all like really nice. Then, so we get there, it's hard to find because like on Google Maps, it says that 1085 is like 2 blocks further than where it actually was. So I think that the address used to be in that location and then it got moved. So that was that was difficult. I almost thought, like, is this my reason not to go? Like, what's going on here? So anyways, we went, and the outside, it's got, like, the outside kind of reminded me of, like, just, like, a rundown, like, not overly, just a place that you wouldn't think is, like, an expensive place. Like, and we go inside. The building manager, she's so sweet. She was so, so sweet. We even had matching earrings, which was so fun. The inside of the building is gorgeous. It's like a hotel. So that was very unexpected. And it's such a nice lobby that if I had anybody wait for me in that lobby, like, they would enjoy it. There's, like, water for you, and, like, you really don't feel like you're waiting in somebody's apartment lobby. You really feel like you're waiting in a hotel. So that was very unexpected. And then she's like, so what are we looking for? And I was like, 1 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms. And she's like, okay, well, we also have a studio, and it's pretty much like the same size, but it's a lot cheaper if you're wanting to, like, save a little bit of extra money so you can do more things around town. I'm like, oh, this one gets me. She understands me. So I went and saw the 1 bedroom and the 2 bedroom. I fell in love with, with the 1 bedroom studio. Fell in love with the 1 bedroom. Loved it. It was $2,000 a month. So still very cheaper than here. The only thing is, when I did the math, kind of, I'm not very good at math, but when I did it, it was still bringing me pretty high up in the bill department for, like, hydrotelis and everything. Like, yes, I'd be saving, like, I think it was, like, really came to, like, $200 less than what I'm paying now. Still not a lot. But I was debating it because it was a beautiful apartment. The view is gorgeous, and the kitchen layout, stunning. They also have a indoor gym in the building. So I was like, this is perfect. Like, it's indoors, like, it's right here in the building. I don't have to leave the building anymore, which is so nice because I don't like going to the gym when it's, like, bad weather outside, because I don't like to go outside when it's bad weather. So I was like, this is perfect. And then she shows me the studio, and it's slightly, baby. She shows me the studio, and again, like I said, it's slightly smaller, but that's fine. It's got a kitchen island. It was so cute. It's less stunning than the 1 bedroom, but it's still very stunning. And the view, again, gorgeous. And this one is $1,799, so $1,800. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, the only difference is that there's no door. So basically, like, studios, where most people think studios, they think that your bed is in your living room and it's just like one long box. With this one, they actually made a bedroom. They just don't have a door so that they consider it a studio. So it's actually a 1 bed, just without a door. And I was like, that is genius, because you have a 1 bedroom that you can charge as a studio. Like, love when apartments do loopholes like that. Like, so I was like, that is fantastic, because I never close my doors anyways, because Jason just opens them. So we looked around, and I was like, I love this place. Like, I love it. Obviously, I would love the 1 bedroom a little more than I love this one, but for the price, I'd be saving about $700 on what I'm paying right now with everything that comes with that one. So I'm like, that's a huge difference. Huge difference. So I was like, yep, I love her. This is the one I want. And then she went and took us to the second building, because she, like, that building, or I guess that owner owns both the buildings, both properties. And they're, like, right next to each other. And the other one was really cute, but it was a little too, like, hospital room for me, if that makes sense. I like when my place, yes, is like bright and white and airy, but not hospital, you know? And this was just a little too hospital. So those were really cute, and they were a little bit more spacious, but they were like 21 and 2,000. And I was like, we're just right back to where we were. But the thing is, you could see the mall from them. So they were like super cute. There was like visitor parking, which is a lot better than what we have here because you have to pay for parking, and that's just not cool when I'm having people come over. And yeah, like I really liked that one. So I was like, that one's gonna be like number one on the list that I think about. We went to our next one. Not great vibes. It was actually right behind where my other friend lives. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, we can literally be neighbors. I can see you from my window. Well, we got there and the building manager, she was really sweet and took us up. Like, it was all really nice. I enjoyed it. But the apartment was cute, just very small and like all squished together. With the kitchen island, there was barely any room to walk between your door and the kitchen island. Like, as soon as you walk in that door, you are going to be smashing your hip on that kitchen island. It was not planned properly about having walking space, and just was not, I didn't like the layout. I loved the walk-in bathroom into the closet into the bedroom. I really liked that. But again, I just don't want to come home and smash into my island every day. They also did have a gym that was being built and would have been open by the time that I moved in. The only real big issue was that it was 2 pets only. And granted, with cats, you can usually get an exception if you have 3, especially if they're like, you know, bonded. You can usually get an acceptance for 3 cats, just not dogs. And I asked her like what the when I said what was the pet policy, she was like, cats are fine, only 2. And then she listed basically every single dog breed, including golden retrievers and labs and huskies, and said basically every dangerous dog breed. And I'm like, okay. Granted, every dog can be dangerous, but I have been hurt by my cats more than I have ever been hurt by my lab. But I just know that Amira wouldn't be able to come over, and Abby would never be able to come over, and like my friends' dogs, like it would just be like sneaking dogs in all the time, and I'm just not about that. So I was like, no, not for $2,100. I'm not gonna not see my animals. So that was a no. I just bronzed, blushed, and a little bit of highlight from the Saturday detention. I picked one. The one that I decided to go for is the Studio, and the $1,800 Studio with the gym, and you can have reasonable amount of pets. There's no limit, but obviously there's a limit if you start being stupid. And the nice thing is currently the mall is about an hour and a half walk from where I'm currently in. The mall from that place is 20 minutes, which means Superstore, Walmart, HomeSense, and Winners is 20 minutes away from me. And 20 minutes in the other direction is Red Barn, Starbucks, Dollar Store. But like everything is so close. Shoppers is 20 minutes away. Like everything is so much more convenient-ish. The stores that I actually like are more convenient in that place. This has been a decision that has been hard and an on and off decision because, well, this has been my home for a year and a half. This is where I made so many memories and just hold so many memories here. And it really doesn't matter too much because the memories are in my mind and my friends are still gonna be my friends. It's not like I'm moving away. So I'm very excited. Very, very excited. I'm really excited to share the moving content with you and all of the life changes that are happening. So if you'd like, please subscribe to my channel and join the family. I'd love to have you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.